Welcome everyone. I've got Troy here. Thanks Troy for taking some time out to catch up. So I've been working with Troy for a while now. So Troy, do you want to introduce yourself and like when we first started working together, if you can kind of wind your headspace back to then, do you want to describe where you were at and what was happening for you at the time that we started working together?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Robin. Yeah, if we go back several months, I think there was, in my previous role, I used to work for Yum and more specifically the Pizza Hut brand, covering APAC as their Chief Customer Officer. And I guess career-wise, I was at a little bit of a crossroads and just felt that I needed to sort of get an interaction with someone outside the company that could give me a broader perspective on things and be challenged in a couple of states of mind that I was in, and really start to look at the bigger picture of where I was going, how I was going to get there, where I was, and found you, of course, yeah, I think sought that as an opportunity for me to sit down, press the pause button, and sort of look at the world at large and where I wanted to go, and try and figure out if I was in the right place, and if not, what I needed to do to go about achieving my goals.
Yeah, that's an awesome comment about needing to hit the pause button. Because I was in a car crash last week, so I very much hit the pause button. But it's better to do it in a safer way than that. So if that's where we were at the beginning, like where are you now with things?
Yeah, great question. I'm now in an organisation, in a role. I think through the conversations we've had, the tools and workshops that you've sort of guided me through, now there's a much better alignment to what I'm looking for, what I'm wanting to get out of my, I guess 60% of my life that I actually spend in the office, or given the current circumstances, in a virtual version of that.
Yeah.
To get better, more fulfillment, and I think, the suite of ongoing interactions we've had have just lined the ducks up, and I took a step out into something different, but also something familiar. And I'm getting the rewards for it. And now I'm starting to feel like I'm able to be a better and work towards being a best version of myself.
Cool. Excellent. And so through that journey of that transition and hitting the pause button, what's some of the things that you've got most out of it? What's been some of your biggest aha or insights, or even bits of advice for people who go through similar kind of situations?
Yeah, this is a great one. We've had several conversations on this. I don't think people realize how much the environment they're in influences their behavior. And I think that was one of my first ahas when we did one of our, I think it was TKAI, one of the initial tools to actually assess where I am in terms of my decision making and how I go about things. And we sat down for a session and said,
there's a gap here.
Something's wrong there. And it wasn't that something was wrong. It was just that I was in an environment that had sort of influenced the way I was working, which again sort of led to obviously me reaching out and connecting with yourself. But I think it was like, there is an environmental influence here that is maybe causing me, lack of a better term, to do things that aren't my natural self. And that was where the step out to look at that and go, well, hey, maybe there's a couple of questions we need to answer and see, well, what is it that we need to do in terms of moving forward? So that was certainly a good aha, and I think it influenced some fairly critical personal decisions I had to make.
Yeah, and that's, with the environment that we're in, like we the environment kind of can take us away like that, just very, very subtly. And then over time, that aha moment was like, wait a minute, let's hit the pause moment. How far away actually are we? And it was kind of, black and white with regards to, wait a minute, you're performing like this, but this is kind of the natural, like what's going on there. And it was, wait a minute, this environment isn't actually, I'm not operating in a way which is my preference or where I operate kind of the best. So yeah, it's been great to see that journey back on course and kicking some goals now. So in that beginning phase that we worked together, were there any blockers for you in starting reaching out and getting support? And if so, What advice have you got for people, or what was your insights around that?
Yeah, good question. I didn't necessarily have a blocker. As an individual, I really thrive on feedback, good, bad, and indifferent. So reaching out to what I needed was someone that I felt was not going to give me a biased version of that.
Yeah.
So I actually felt quite comfortable to reach out, once I learned more about yourself and what you do and who you work with, and we had a couple of initial warm-up calls. No, it was quite easy for me actually to say, no, this is the right platform, the right person to partner with. But I would say that there is an absolute need to sort of, take the coat off and sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? But yeah, I wanted to say that without conjuring up.
Yeah.
Watching this video, go, oh my god! And
right. But you do. Yeah, I think your vulnerability, right?
Yeah, I think if you really want to get the most out of this kind of thing, you can't hold any cards close to your chest, because I find that just gets in the way of getting real value out of the engagement. So, I've appreciated and valued us talking quite candidly and openly.
Yeah.
Because for me, that's how I'm going to benefit. Now that there is no bias. Before our interaction, you didn't know I had any attachment to the company I work with, the people I work with, etc., etc. No, so that for me was the first thing, and then I guess just then leveraging that and continuing to persist down that path, so that we were actually going to get the most out of the clarity. For me, and that's I think that's the sort of true north, if you will.
Yeah.
Getting yourself to that clarity point to say, yes, that's where I need to be. Then it just becomes how do I get there?
Yeah, awesome. And I think that really is a blocker for people. Sometimes it's they've got to you've got to have that humility and that kind of openness, because otherwise it's just not going to kind of work for you. So brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Troy, for joining me today. Hopefully people took some nuggets of insight out of that, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, guys. Bye now.
If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Feel free to share with friends, and check out what's up next for more videos from my channel.